Jessica Koch. That's right. Your host is back, and this is Profound Professionals. You have been following our show. We are so grateful for you. We love you. You have been putting the comments in. You have been sharing with your communities. You have been telling the world about all our amazing shows, and I am just so grateful. We bring you industry experts from all over the world that help improve your personal life or can help you grow your business. And we are not going to disappoint. Our audience member today is from the other side of the world from me. Her name is Sharon, and she is a registered holistic health practitioner and a Psych-K facilitator. So we're going to learn all about what that means. So welcome, Sharon.
Hello, and thank you for your energy, Jessica. It's beautiful.
Well, we're excited to be here. We're excited to have the audience following us along. Talk to us. We hear a lot about holistic health these days. But talk to us about your journey to become, a holistic health practitioner and a Psych-K facilitator, and a little bit about what that means. That sounds a little mysterious and coded. So,
Yeah,
share with us what that is.
absolutely. So we did touch on this journey in our live stream that got cut off. But for those who haven't watched the previous one, I had been in the construction industry and investment
Mhm.
industry for over 18 years. And I would say about 5 years ago, I started feeling a really strong nudge that there was more that I wanted to explore for myself, evolution of myself.
Mhm.
And I came across Psych-K, which is a modality of shifting the limitations at a subconscious level and then taking the action with a new belief, with a new way of being, using your physical body to rewire the brain. So we are then taking the actions according to the new way of being, rewiring the brain and declaring to the subconscious mind, this is now who I am, this is my belief system. And that led me down the road of quantum university and holistic health, because I do truly believe, and having been in business for a very long time, that it is all true success is all about life balance.
Mhm.
And in my opinion, and the holistic health model is, there's no point making lots of money if you're riddled with disease or your family's not talking to you. So true success comes in the form of being whole as a whole person in
Mhm.
whole health, where we get to experience abundance in all areas of life. So what I do is I combine the business with the subconscious programming and rewiring, and then the holistic health model, so we can get to experience life in abundance the way it was meant to be, which is our birthright, and shifting those limitations around beliefs that we can't have it all when actually it is our birthright. So in a nutshell, it's been a long journey, obviously, but in a nutshell, that's how it all came about.
Well, I love that. And it is important for us to open up our minds to understand and believe that we can have it all and there can be balance in all the areas of our lives. Now, what kinds of customers come to you? Are you working with companies or organizations or mostly individuals? Is it mostly women? Do they have a specific problem? Who's coming to
Yeah,
you?
it's all different. Online, my program is Empower Her.
Mhm.
It's a community of vibrant women. On the one-on-one sessions, it's everyone and anyone, and I work with a lot of different people, from people who are already in business and are limiting themselves to getting to that next level, or someone who is looking to open a business but they may not feel worthy of charging the money. This is
Mhm.
all programs. And then there's the mum that loves being a mum, but there's a nudge within her that she wants to do something more, and her belief system is that in order to be a good mum, she has to give up her life to please everyone else and take
Mhm.
herself out and neglect herself. So all types of people, and it's beautiful. And no, there's not one specific problem, because we all have different belief systems. We all grow up in different environments. We all live in different environments. And again, this is about the whole house model, where we might be experiencing the same symptoms and our treatment's the same, but our lifestyle is completely different. So we should be treated accordingly to what's going on in our external environment as well as our internal. So all sorts of beautiful people.
So you talked about an online course. You also do one-on-one or group sessions, or virtual, live, or is it all just coursework that's already recorded? How are they working with you when they're solving these puzzles together with you?
Yeah, so online, one-on-one, and there's also a program that you can just work through, because for me, I never set the intention to want to be a healer. So it was never my intention for someone to have to book an appointment with me, pretty much. What I wanted was to gather all the tools, all the experience, put it in a program and provide you with the tools where you can be responsible for your own lifestyle choices, for your own health. And this is what the program is all about. So I'm actually in the middle of designing something completely new and completely different. And I'm so excited that I want to shout it out.
Go ahead.
It hasn't launched yet, but I know it's going to. But basically, it's a community where we come together, and you get it's a membership. So you get the program as part of the membership, which is extraordinary because the program itself is valued at quite a substantial amount of money, but the membership is quite cheap to be involved monthly. So you get the program as part of the membership, but then I'm sourcing guest speakers from all around the world. And what I want to achieve here is to come together as a collective, because as we can all see, humanity is evolving rapidly. So it's a support for going through the changes and gaining knowledge from these speakers in different fields to keep you at a frequency that's aligned with the desires of your life, to keep you healthy and vibrant, to keep growing, to keep on evolving. Because when we are talking about energy, energy is infinite. And a lot of people that I have worked with feel stuck. And the reason they feel stuck, well, not all the time, but a lot of the time, is because they've stopped learning, which means they're not living in their true essence, because their true essence is forever learning, forever evolving. So I'm really excited about this initiative that will be coming together within the next few months, and sourcing some really amazing people to share information. And obviously, it's a big support system where I'm there every week and we get to communicate with each other. We get to grow and learn together. So, yeah, really excited about that one.
That is fantastic. Now, can you give everybody watching a tip of what they might be able to do today to have a better, more balanced life?
Yeah, of course. Hundreds of tips from my own experience too. But one thing I do see often is when someone is working towards a desire, and we are talking wealth, health, relationships, whatever the area, is that when they come to a roadblock or something doesn't go according to plan, they see it as failure and they give up and they stop pursuing. So my tip is to shift that perception and to look at everything as a lesson, with the knowing that you have now got more experience, you are more resilient, and you keep going towards your path in this newfound resilience, rather than seeing as a failure, because everything is in our perception. What might be a failure for me, it means different to you because we have different environments. So if we all start seeing this as a lesson rather than a failure, and empowers us to keep going, we are going to get to where we want to get to, and we're going to keep on evolving, and we're going to keep on learning and living in our truth, which is forever evolving. So definitely perception when things don't go to plan.
I love that. That's very good. Taking that, everything that you're experiencing is a valuable lesson.
It's energy.
Yeah, Absolutely. And I love that we talked about energy the last time too. We're all energy, we're all connected. And as we make ourselves better and we stretch and grow, we make the whole collective, as you mentioned before, more powerful and stronger. We really lift one another up just when we take tiny steps to improve ourselves. So I think that's such a beautiful thing. Now, we've always talked about, since the very first show, a cause that's close to the hearts of our guests who come on. So if you're watching, now is a great time to hit the share button and put in causes in the comments below that you care about. We'd love to hear what they are. And Sharon, share with us a cause that you care about.
I think we discussed during our last meeting, was that we do support many charities, a lot of them children's charities.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually had a really good think about this in the last few days, and it comes back to what I actually mentioned in our last meeting. And that is, I get asked all the time, I wish I could do more. I wish I could help people.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this comes from showing up from your heart every day, connecting and showing up and smiling at someone, or asking somebody how they are, how their day has been, or showing up with food. It's these little things that you don't realize can change someone's day.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're changing someone's day, you're probably changing their week and possibly their year. So really important, if we're wanting to give, let's give a smile, let's open our hearts, let's walk through life, let's connect with one another and
Mm-hmm.
support one another. I think this is the biggest gift we can give, yet we're always thinking that it needs to be so big, because this encourages someone to do better. And from there, together as a collective, again, we grow. So really important, connect with your heart, share a smile, ask someone how they are. I just think it's
Mm-hmm.
something that's been a little bit forgotten, because we are also very busy in our own little worlds. Go out for a walk and ask the person walking by how they are today.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think going back to, we are all energy and we are connected. Something that happened to me today, for example, is in my morning time when I'm meditating and praying, I'll often ask, who needs to hear from me today, or who can I share or reach out to today? And different people, specific people will come to mind or come to my heart. And I reached out to several of them this morning to hear back from them later. To one of them said, I don't know how you always know, but I was having such a rough morning and hearing from you made such a difference.
I love that. I do it myself all the time.
Yeah. And then someone else was like, oh, I was just thinking of you too, because like our energies are connected. And when I'm thinking of you, you may be thinking of me also, right? And the person who calls you and they've been on your mind for 3 days because they heard you thinking about them for 3 days. So they finally called you.
Yeah. Well, this is the perfect example of quantum entanglement. We're all entangled. Our energies are intertwined. And sometimes energy works well, sometimes it doesn't with others. And that's okay too. But this is the perfect example. I do this all the time. And a lot of people come back to me, oh my God, how did you do that? How did you know that I needed to be asked if I was okay?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with, if someone comes to mind and you ask them if they're okay and they don't respond, that's okay too. You felt a calling to reach out to that person, and I just think it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't always ask if they're okay. Usually I just say, I'm thinking of you, sending a little love, sending extra energy, support, whatever it is I think they need. This way, we don't always want to admit it when we are not okay. Sometimes we want to pretend everything is fine.
Yeah, we do. And, but it's also okay to say you're not okay.
No, I do believe that, but I believe that often we don't always choose to do that.
No, no. Again, it's a perception. It's a
Yeah.
belief that we don't want to burden anyone else with our issues or with
Yeah,
our
and
problems.
we also don't want to be seen as like we don't have it all together, and
Yeah.
all
Oh, that
these.
was me for 15 years. I know it all too well. Do, and externally I look like everything's perfect, and literally I was miserable on the inside. But
Mhm.
so long as I looked like it looked like in my world everything was, dandy, then everyone would stop asking me if I was okay, and I could just deal with it in my own little world. So I get it. I get that all too well.
Well, and as a mom, I had 6 little ones all at once. We have 7 now,
Wow.
but now there are 6 of them are all adults, and we have a 12-year-old. But when we had the 6 little ones, this was way back in the day. I'm going to age myself. So does my gray hair. So it's okay.
It's okay. That's why it's blonde, because it hides the grays.
but uh but when back in the day when we had all these kids, we always did huge birthday parties, and I had to make sure the house was clean and everyone was invited, and the cake was homemade and not store bought, and we made up all these games and crafts, and we made everything ourselves. It was like we were the Pinterest moms before Pinterest existed, right?
Yes,
Like
yes, yes.
trying to seem like and everyone's like, oh, can I help, can I do anything? No, no, we have it all together, we have it,
Yep.
thank you, no, thank you.
I'm
you know
Superwoman. I've got it under
That's
control.
right. I'm a superhero. And then at the end of the party, when everyone goes home, you're crying in the final cupcake because you're like, oh my god, I'm so happy it's over. It was,
Yeah, I know that story. I was Superwoman trying to get it all done as well. Yeah,
well,
I share a lot of this as well.
you want your kids to have good memories. You want their mom peers to think well of you. Like you want to be proud of yourself. Like there's all these reasons that you're doing all this stuff, and we do it in business. We do it in exercise. We do it with our health. We do it with our finances. We want people drive. What kind of car are they driving? What kind of vacation are you going on? We do it with all kinds of things.
We
Um,
do. We absolutely
so,
do. And again, it comes down to our belief systems, doesn't it? And
mhm,
this is a lot of the women that I work with, where they're feeling this is the way they're supposed to be,
mhm,
and but then inside they're not so happy. And
yeah,
it's not because they don't love their kids and they don't love their
mhm,
family. It's often a case of neglecting their self-care, or not pursuing their dream because they have to be this way. So
mhm.
yeah, this is a bulk of the people that
Well, and
come
there's
to
a
me.
lot of pressure in society to not just have it all together, but you need to be 70-year-old women need to look like they're 20 or 30 at this point. With all the things that are available nowadays. You're going to say, "What? How old is she? Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, but if you look deeper, you can see the age anyway.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a choice of looking after myself as a whole person,
Yeah.
spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. But there is absolutely no judgment. This is my personal
Mhm.
choice. I just think to remain at a high frequency and to keep on evolving and to keep on
Mhm.
growing, I personally choose to eliminate a lot of the toxins um,
Mhm. Yeah, me too.
in my body that are making my wrinkles disappear. Not to
Mhm.
say I don't look after myself, but
Mhm.
toxins, your body can only do so much,
Mhm.
and if we are overloading ourselves with toxicity, our body's going to slow down, our vibration is going to lower, our frequency is not going to be aligned with that what we desire. um,
Mhm.
Depending on what that is, obviously, but in a nutshell, and that's my choice. Yeah, so
Mhm. Well,
yeah,
I feel similar because, I want my health to be, I'm not much for fancy creams. I'm not even wearing makeup other than a little lip gloss, you know.
Yeah.
I tell my daughter, you know, the wrinkles show proof of the joy and the laughter and the love in my life. And if I'm going to get rid of them, it's going to be because I'm eating healthy food, I'm exercising, I'm drinking lots of water. Then, you
Yeah.
know, if the wrinkles go away for those reasons, great.
Yeah.
But if they
Yeah.
stick around, then to me, they're just wisdom and smile lines, you know. So,
And to me, I'm grateful for getting older.
yeah, me
I
too.
just think I'm just so grateful I get to experience this in life.
Mhm.
Yeah, so just gratitude every single morning for who I am, where I've been, who I am, which part of me pretty much died and which parts of me have come to life. It's just
Mm.
so much gratitude for so much more. I do, you know, we spoke about this the last time, but I see myself more spiritual than human a lot of the
Yeah.
time. So I see beyond the
Yeah.
physicality, as important as it is, of course, because we are here in in human form, obviously, but there we are
Mhm.
so much more. And I nourish all those parts.
I do remember us talking about that, and one of the things I loved that we talked about was, I was sharing with you that just in the last probably the last couple of years, when I meditate and I pray, and one of the things that started it was my prayer for my family, for like generational healing and abundance and legacy, and really feeling that the time dissipates, right? Where you get to be
Yeah,
in this space where past, present, and future kind of meld together as one thing, and time doesn't matter as much. And that's a really exciting space to be in, and to also remember that, you know, any puzzle, anything in your mind that you need an answer for, we always have access to those answers and solutions to those puzzles if we just take that time to go and connect in with all the brilliance that we are collectively, right? As we were talking about before. So, yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up because that was just such a juicy piece of, you know, Sharon and I have had
well,
some good
I think what
talks.
we
So.
actually said, Jessica, was at the time was an illusion, and then I think we were getting a little bit too deep.
That's right. We were getting a little deep. We got a little deep. It was
Yeah,
fun though. So
yeah.
now we're talking back about gratitude. I am a nut for books. And is there a book that you're very grateful for that inspired your personal life or helped you grow your business?
Absolutely. And again, I did mention this. There's several books that I've read, but one person I think truly changed a lot of my belief system, and that was Dr. Bruce Lipton and his book Biology of Belief. It showed me that we are not defined by our genetics, and we can change everything and anything. Obviously the gene expressions are passed down, but
Mm,
we get to decide what we switch on and what we switch off. So based on
mm,
our lifestyle choices, our beliefs, our
mm,
perceptions. And it really was a big thing for me because I grew up in a European family, and we were very much conditioned to be, this is how it goes, this is how you're born, and this is how you're going to die, pretty much. Like, this is your
mm,
life. And I was a little bit outside that box. So I never felt like I really fit in to that
mhm,
model. So that changed my life. And I just feel that it just opened up so many doors for me. It opened up Psych-K, and it opened up my studies at Quantum University as
mhm,
well. It is so at the time was a bit of a hard read because there's a lot of science involved, but
mhm,
now I actually often go back and listen to the audio of that
mhm.
whilst I'm walking, and it just makes so much sense, and it's
Yeah.
beautiful, and it's the foundation of epigenetics, which is the newer science, right? So really, really, really interesting read.
That is very, very cool. So tell me, um, are you thinking about a book on the future horizon of your own?
I've been thinking about writing a book for so many years. So basically the program sorted, this community I'm so super excited about. And then I would like to prepare about 8 theta meditations. And again, this is probably another subject for another day. But theta is when we are almost falling asleep, and it's when the subconscious mind is most suggestible. So I'm coming up with a clinical hypnotist, actually, excuse me, a clinical hypnotist, about 8 to 10 meditations that solve specific problems. So it could be your health, your spirituality, it could be public speaking, it could be your weight loss journey, your health journey. So we are preparing those now, and it's I'm really excited about that. And then I think it's going to be my next step will be to write a book about where I came from a childhood of trauma to, that person not even being, although it's there, but I feel I look at that from a different perspective now. And it's just the growth has been so continuous. And I'd love to share the journey, not because I come from a space of if I can do it, you can do it. But I come from a space that I want to inspire and empower so that you take responsibility and you're not relying on external bodies to tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing with your physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional health. So it's definitely on the cards. I'm not going to say it's going to happen in the next 12 months, but I'm nearing 48 now, so I would love to gift myself that for my 50th birthday.
That sounds like a very, very good gift for you and for all of us.
Yeah.
I actually am familiar with theta healing and have participated in some theta healing groups.
Amazing.
And worked with 2 really advanced theta healers that even are certified to license other people through the process of becoming theta healers, So, I've told you, Sharon, I've been dabbling and playing in this space for several years now. Yeah.
Well, the theta meditations changed a lot for me. I have one that is for becoming solution-based, so moving from being very much a problem-based perception to being solution-based. And for a long time, when I knew that I wanted change to create change, I was very problem-based in business, and it really plateaued my business. Because I went to bed thinking about a problem and woke up to thinking about a problem. And this is the whole theory where your past becomes your present, then you take it into your future. So it's a cycle that never seems to end. And these meditations, when I started listening to these every night, changed my perception. I'd wake up solution-based. You're always going to encounter challenges, roadblocks. This is part of growing. But if we are putting our energy into the problem, this is what's going to amplify in your life. This is energy. Wherever you put your attention is what's going to amplify more in your life, right? So I was constantly putting my energy into the problems, and the problems were amplifying because that was all I was seeing in my life. So I can't even explain how much it changed everything for me. So, and I want to share this with specific problems that people are encountering, to overcome them, to become solution-based, and to live the life that they desire, because that is what we're here for.
Well, and I've been doing some self-study in this space, and I would say, it's really important to get in and involved with someone like Sharon and work with her, because one of the things you're actually doing is down to a deep subconscious core. You're rewriting the blueprint of the story of what you took in as a very young child, not just from your parents, but from your teachers and from society and different things. And you're restructuring that blueprint to say, okay, this is what I heard. These are the experiences I saw. This is what I went through with this topic, whether it's food or money or whatever it is. But that it doesn't need to be my story now. Like really rewriting the story within yourself using these kinds of meditations and and the theta messages and all of these things to help you turn around. But the very first step is identifying, where are you now? What is your blueprint and your story? And that's some deep work for people. And I
It
highly
is.
recommend not going through it alone. So get with
Yes, thank you,
Sharon.
Jessica. Actually, one of those meditations I've included in my program. So I've already crafted one, and as well as a future meditation where we get to go through some steps and
Mhm.
develop some action steps for whatever it is we're working towards. But yes, it's exactly right. And it's about keeping it simple because
Mhm.
we can be in a situation, and the first thing is being aware of our thoughts, our
Mhm.
words that are coming up. And we
Mhm.
be honest with ourselves, and that's not serving the person we are in the present moment.
Mhm.
We become aware of it, we bring it to our conscious awareness. And the
Mhm.
next time when we are faced, not so much faced, but if we are in a similar situation, we can choose, because we are aware,
Mhm.
to change it.
Mhm.
And it's that
Absolutely.
simplicity that will shift that perception at a or the belief at a subconscious level. So
Absolutely.
definitely be aware if there's something that's no longer serving the person you are, change it. You have the
Mhm.
power to change it by being aware of it first.
I love that. It's so wonderful to have you on the show, Sharon, and talk with you. I love all our talks. We'll be keeping
I
both
know.
talks on all of our channels. So if you see Sharon with me now, go check her out on the other one too, because we said different brilliant things then. I'm just going to tell you, you don't want to miss either episode. The universe sent us a bit of, we were so powerful energies together. Sharon and I made electricity happen and all the internet went down. So
I
we
love that philosophy, Jessica.
yeah, so we were so hot, we shut the internet down last time.
I love that.
But if you're watching and you're thinking, wait, I am an industry expert, I can help someone grow their business, I can help them improve their personal life, I have some talents, I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm a consultant, I could do great things too. How do I get on your show, Jessica? If that's what you're thinking right now, well, that's an easy puzzle to solve. Reach out to us and our team, and we will let you know how to get booked on the show. And hopefully, you'll be kind and be our hero and someone else's, and introduce us to other industry experts that you know, so that we can get them on the show. Now, before we say goodbye, because I could talk to you forever, and I think the audience probably could listen to you forever because this is such a fascinating subject to me. Leave us with a final piece of information or inspiration before we go.
A lot's come up for me during this conversation. So I thank you for your energy, Jessica. And the final thing I think I'm going to share today, although I could keep going forever, is that keep going, keep taking the action, put time into self-care, keep moving forward. And some days, even if you don't feel like it, like you're not feeling your whole self, these things happen. Let's be honest. We're not all going to be brilliant every single day and every single minute. Keep going, take a step anyway. And sometimes you might even feel like, why am I doing all this and nothing's changing, and you sort of get a little bit down on it. One day you will look back and see just how far you have come.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the universe has a beautiful way of repeating things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in that present moment that you realize how you've handled something so differently. And it's in that very moment you will realize how far you've come. So
Mm-hmm.
this is amazing work we do for ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and it ripples out onto those around us and beyond, because energy is infinite. So we are working and we are doing things for ourselves, but we're actually doing things as a collective, which is exactly what we need right now, because humanity
Mm-hmm.
is evolving and it's beautiful. And so much is going to come from this time. So yes, keep going, take the action, and you will see just how far you've come.
I love that. And that ties right into what I've been closing out with us lately to say, and that is choose, decide, commit, take consistent action, and have accountability that you measure and track. So get an accountability partner and measure and track your results. And you will then begin to see clearly all your changes. I love everything you shared, Sharon. And as always, until the next Profound Professionals, I'm your host, Jessica Koch. And I will ask you with all my heart to remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Jessica.